showcase number 33. The first thing you might notice is that sound quality is a lot better now because I have a new microphone. And I'm actually doing a retake. It's one of the few that I do. I normally just don't do a retake. I do everything in a single take, but today I have to do a retake because I realized that the fan in the background, I've got a ceiling fan over there. I think the microphone was actually picking it up, so it sounded weird, but hopefully that won't be a problem this time around. Okay, so I may go a bit faster than normal, but I promise I'll do everything right. So first things first, this is Broken World by Shattered Veridity. This is Caroline Wellens, female from the United States, deviant for 4 months, and she's got 20 deviations. Please do come check them out. And if you're ready, then here's Broken World. My world is flooding, it's caving in, and I'm going under. Every word I hear them say makes the water colder. I'm freezing and drowning at the same time. I need some way out so that I won't die. My vision is blurry. There are black spots all around. I'm sinking to the bottom. No, I'm being pulled down. That was a lovely piece that I can definitely relate to, and one thing I gotta mention is, so sorry about my appearance. I know I look tired. I'm actually not, but at the same time I am, because they're renovating the apartment upstairs and it is noisy as hell. So I've been waking up at odd times because of that. So yeah, that's the reason for my super eye bags. And I'm also really hot because now there's no fan, so my face is going to be redder than normal, but doesn't matter. I will soldier on, all for the sake of high quality recording. Well, better quality recording. Better than the last one anyway. So this next one is called The Window Seat by JB Sleepwalker. This is Justin Blesh, male from the United States, deviant for 2 years, and he's got 10 deviations. Please do come check them out. If you're ready, I'm going to read The Window Seat. I watch two lovers dance to songs of birds on high. I watch the two romance until the birdsong dies. So distraught by sorrow, I watch the lovers cry, but we shall never know their pain, my window seat and I. I watch as seasons pass through cold and burning skies. I watch men starve to death, fed only empty lies. No color stains my world, so purely black and white, for we will never be betrayed, my window seat and I. The lovers reunite as years come glancing by, a lost spark rekindled, so eager to retry. In this my emptiness I'm left only asking why. Why must we never feel their joy, my window seat and I. So that was The Window Seat by JB Sleepwalker. Very relatable piece. I know there's some people I'd love to reunite with. Anyway, I actually left this comment earlier because, yeah, right is misspelled in the last stanza, but other than that, the poem is great. So if you're ready, this is Sever by Big Mac X Caramel, and I forgot to introduce them, sorry. This is Nibru, Nibs, Nibu, or Aster. Deviant for 5 years with 469 deviations. Please do come check them out. If you're ready, then let's begin. In simple times now I wait, on rushing wind, hands and wordless saints, on a God who does not love, traitorous men with clothes undone. Hands are my clothes, words my touching hands, waiting on words I pray to understand. Trapped in long nights, no sun to fill my sails, a night filled with empty clothes, and all my sullen wails. I write this now with a very clear mind, write it all down with a blade to my spine. And do you know that when you yawn, it's not because you're tired, it's because you forgot to breathe. So apparently I forgot to breathe just there. Managed to stave it off though, I'm so sorry. No disrespect intended. It's just that, yeah, probably my body's tiredness is catching up, and yeah, doing filming twice in a row probably isn't the smartest thing. Okay, anyway, moving on. We have It's a Joke by Just Egg Noggin. This is Just Egg Noggin, call me Ego or anything, female from the United States, deviant for 5 months with 11 deviations. Please do come check them out. Okay, if you're ready. And yeah, I'm still not used to recording with a microphone, so do forgive me if there are any mistakes, because this will be the last take I can afford to do today. Alright. There are those who would put a bullet in a Bible and dare you to read in between the lines, or threaten to drown you in holy water, and children walking the tightrope, juggling their problems and balancing deadlines, because they're scared to death to live, and politicians more fit for the screen than the Oval Office, because they're looking at us and counting sheep, and lying straight through their surgery-whitened teeth, and people with bottles, labelled and filled to the brim, with the rogue thoughts rejected by their peers, clearly overflowing, leaving their minds soggy and sad. And there are those who ask me why this generation's so messed up. It's because our train of thought is a train wreck that never ended up on the news. Because we're too busy making jokes to really feel the punchline. So that was It's a Joke by Just Take Noggin. Very relatable piece, and you know, well, I kind of agree to some extent. You know, living right now in this day and age is hard, and I think our generation is the one that definitely needs to band together a lot more, because only when you stand together will you really overcome. Well, at least that's how I feel. Anyway, moving on, we have I Remember by Wandering in My Own Mind. So this is Wandering in My Own Mind, female from New Zealand, deviant for 11 months with 85 deviations. Please do come check them out. And this is their piece, I Remember. I remember a lot of things. The past and my old dreams, the games we used to play, and the day you grew up. I remember the day you fell asleep, and I begged you to wake. That was the day I lost you for good. I remember when my world crumbled down, when the pretty facade faded away, and reality made me frown. I remember my indifferent stare that gazed back at me from the glass. How cold I've become when, faced with the cruelty that is our existence. I remember the day I realized how beautifully cruel the world is. And the night I saw the elegance the darkness veiled. You'll have to forgive me, sorry. And the night I saw the elegance the darkness veiled. I remember the night that I claimed the dark and forsook the light. For it was then that I grew up. And I still remember the screams and the flames, the blood that dripped from my hands, and the tears that fell from my face. I remember, although I will not show it. I remember a lot of things. Yeah, so again, apologies for yawning in the middle of that. Again, if only you'd seen my previous reading, although the reason why I had to delete that one is because, yeah, the fan issue. I think it wouldn't have been that bad, but at the same time, I know that some people are sensitive to sound. Some people that I know personally are sensitive to sound. And if my fan is blowing and you can hear it on the mic, you're going to be pretty pissed off at that sound. So it was weighing up between, you know, exhausting myself doing another take or just leaving that in. And I said, no, I'll take the exhausting route. So again, I'm so sorry for yawning in the middle of that reading. The poem itself was great, fantastic stuff. And I just hope that you know that I've recognized that. So I'm not yawning because of the poem, yawning because I'm bloody tired because of the fucking drilling. Okay, anyway, the next piece is called The Final Moment by Gunnar Roden. This is Gunnar, male from the United States, deviant for 3 years with 21 deviations. Please come check them out. And of course, they love fancy tea parties, just to let you know. Okay, this is The Final Moment. I never thought this day would come when your inner strength could not overcome the disease that ran rampant inside your poor body that you always managed to hide. The pain that you felt, it would never reside. You would say it was fine. You always lied. But I knew what was really going on. I knew how hard you tried to stay strong. Because of this, you made me do what I knew I'd regret. You said, promise me even when I'm gone, you'll care for those I love. And these words are something that I'd never forget. It was a vow I had to make, and I swore to the heavens above. You reach up as you lay in bed and hold my hand. I grasp it tightly, even though it's something I can't stand. I just can't come to terms that your time is through. It's still much too soon for you to go. You're always there for me. It's something I always knew. So I just can't let you go, for reasons you surely know. You then remind me of the promise I can never forget, and I scream out in pain, no, not yet. Your hand loses its grip as I hold it in mine, as you barely get out your final goodbye. Your last breath leaving your being behind, and now all I can do is hold you and cry. So that was The Final Moment by Gunnar Roden. Fantastic piece and relatable for those who have suffered loss. So I think a good many of you will be able to relate to that one. So very raw, emotional piece there. Next we have It's Easier by Insane Elizabeth 2012. This is Kari, female from the United States. Damn you, body. Hold on just a little bit longer. You can die when this reading is done. Okay, so this is Kari, female from the United States. She's been a deviant for 5 years with 884 deviations. Please do come check them out. And apparently she watches me. Hi, Kari. So sorry to yawn during the introduction of you. Please forgive me, Kari. I do hope you can. Okay, it's easier. Are you ready? It's easier to hide, to pretend it's all right, than to let them in. How could they ever understand? It's easier to stay in bed, to keep things to yourself, than to bring them down with you. Why should they suffer? It's easier to fake a smile, to say you've never been better, than to dampen their day. How would they know your pain? It's easier to lie, to type, I'm happy for you, than to tell them you're heartbroken. Why ruin their day? It's easier not to respond, to pretend you didn't hear them, than to confess how you feel. How could they ever feel the same? It's easier not to talk, to loosen all the ties, than to keep lying. Why would they care anyway? It's easier to fade, to become a memory, than to face any more pain. How could they remember someone who never existed at all? And I want to say something about this. There's a reason I asked Sakurai to put this into the reading straight away. And the reason is because I understand people like this. I used to be like this. And one thing I want to say to those of you out there who tend to hide away instead of reaching out, instead of talking to people, don't do that. You may think we don't know who you are. You may think that we're not remembering you, but you're not invisible. You're not invisible to me, at least. And when I care for somebody and I know that they're just not responding, I know that they're just hiding away, it's like, why would you do that? All you have to do is reach out and I'll be there for you. I would care. I would talk to you about all your feelings. Knowing that you're not doing well would never ruin my day. Rather, it would tell me that, I need to be concerned about this person. I need to give them more attention now. I need to make sure they're all right. So, you know, if you're in trouble, reach out. That's what you need to do. You can't hide away. You keep hiding away, things are going to get bad, and then you're just going to suffer yourself in the end, you know? So no, you're not a memory, even if you think you are. Even if you know, you're someone I haven't messaged in a while, you're not invisible. You're there. You exist. But I don't know if you're doing good or you're doing bad, because you're just doing you. So the other person is not psychic. They don't know what's going on in your mind. So if you are in trouble, reach out. If you're not, then that's fine, you know? So yeah, it is easier to hide. It is easier to just not respond, pretend you didn't even see what they said. It's easier, trust me. I know that. It really is easier. But the only one you're going to be hurting is yourself. Because at the end of the day, you might lose somebody that really cares about you. And that's going to be rough. Anyway, that was It's Easier by Insane Elizabeth 2012. And the last piece I've got is The Danger of Hope. It's a emo piece by me. No, it's not really emo, but I have had experiences like this, and I find it very relatable. So that's why I wanted to do this piece in particular and share it with you guys. So this is The Danger of Hope. I hope you enjoy it. I've tried to teach myself not to hope, because hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. It is a reference to those days I spent waiting, like a puppy, scratching at the front door, hoping in vain that you might come home to me. But most days you never do. It makes me wonder what I've done wrong, why I can never seem to get a straight answer from you. Even a text to assuage my worries would be fine. But you never send one, would you? I thought not. And this piece in particular, I hope you enjoyed it, but anyway, I wrote this because for me, I think because of my anxiety with like when I talked about the previous piece, what I've done in the past and also what I know some people do now, it's created, I think, a complex in me, a bit of an anxiety where I try to keep everything to a schedule. And when you know, like, I don't know what's going on within the schedule, I start to get a bit panicky. I start to worry. My mind jumps to the worst conclusions. And this poem was a way of letting those feelings out, a way of like saying, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. You know, it's just in my head. Let it go, leave it be. Oops, sorry. Yeah, cannot touch the microphone. It'll make weird noises. God damn it, I'm gonna have to review this again. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for that little bit at the end, but don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And once again, sorry about my appearance today. Really bad day. I'm tired. I'm gonna make this video because I promised to do it, and I always fulfill my promises. But don't forget. But I will see you all next time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment, as I said. And I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully, the new microphone creates better sound, so you guys can really enjoy the reading. See you all next time.